The Bully Girl Magazine podcast is your dog-eared audio destination, bookmarking the most compelling tales and insights from the vast canine universe. While we passionately dive into the world of bully breeds, dispelling myths, offering training tips, and discussing breed standards, our scope isn't limited. We cast our net wide to encompass a diverse range of dog breeds, ensuring no tale is left untold. Enhanced by expert interviews and inspiring stories, this podcast is a beacon for responsible ownership and breed education. It's where bully breed enthusiasts meet the broader dog-loving community, fostering unity, understanding, and shared joy in every bark and wag. So whether you're out walking your dog or listening at home, be sure to enjoy the show and keep coming back. Hi, I'm Lisa Davis. So glad you are listening or watching the Bully Girl Magazine podcast. Joining us today are Robert Leonardi and Mike McCrogan, owners of Bucks County Bullies. They are located in Levittown, PA and Pennsville, New Jersey. Hey, guys.
Hey, how are you?
Oh, it's so good to see you guys. Robert, tell us about your beautiful dog.
This is Para, Louis V line bred female that we bred off of Louis V Omega and MTB Kilo.
She's gorgeous. And Robert, tell us, or Mike, excuse me, tell us who you're holding.
Our most recent drop, these are Frenchies. These aren't Bullies.
Oh.
These are a fluffy Frenchie, and this is going to be my keeper. I haven't found a name for him yet, but he's a YOLO son, or a YOLO grandson, forgive me. And they're tri-carriers, fluffied. I'm really pleased with it. It was my first litter of Frenchies aside from Bullies, and half the litter came out fluffy, so that's a win.
Oh, that's so cool. Well, they're absolutely beautiful dogs. All right, Robert, I'm going to start with you. Does your dog, it can be Para, another dog, do anything funny, unusual, silly that makes you smile or makes you laugh?
So I have her mother, Kilo. She, every time I turn on the hose, she attacks the hose, goes crazy over it. Every single time, religiously. I could turn it on right now and she'll go crazy over it.
Oh, I love that. And Mike, how about for you?
Funny stories of my dogs or funny things?
Just something funny they do that makes you, oh my God.
Yeah, I have a dog that is an escape artist. He could escape anything you put him in.
Oh, yeah.
Literally. A door, a cage, anything. He'll get through it.
My
dogs love to play. All of the dogs love fetch, balls, et cetera, et cetera.
Nice.
And a lot of the dogs like to hang from a tree with like a hang toy.
Oh, cool.
I love that for them too because it works out their necks, their muscles, and everything. That's pretty much all they do.
Oh, that's great. Now, Robert, when did your love of dogs begin? And then when did your love of bully breeds in particular begin?
So I've always had a dog growing up. I had a black lab for 16 years before he passed away. I always loved dogs, always loved animals. I don't really love cats, to be honest.
Yeah,
but as far as dogs,
I didn't know that.
No, I don't like cats.
Oh. I don't dislike cats, but it's kind of like
they just, they want to be in your personal space. You're laying down on the bed, they want to crawl on your head. Can you not?
I'm like deathly scared of cats. I don't do cats. I have a childhood trauma with cats. Latched on, didn't get off. I was kicking the wall. Yeah, I don't do cats.
That is horrible.
I would buy a Bengal cat at one point in life.
I would buy like a big cat if I was rich. I'd buy like a big cat,
like a lion, maybe.
Yeah, a lion or a tiger. Yeah,
that'd be cool.
Oh my gosh! Go ahead.
My love for dogs, yes, at a very young age. Honestly, I've been doing this kennel and breeding bullies for what now? 4 years, Mike. We've been on this.
Yeah, about 4 years.
So one day, Mike posted a dog that he bought, and I've known Mike, my whole life almost. We didn't really hang out. We hung out around the same kids, but we didn't really hang out. So I seen him post a dog on Facebook, and I was like, yo, that dog's muscular. That dog's cool. Let me get that. I was like, where'd you get that at? He's like, tell me you want one. And I was like, I do. So he's like, all right, he hit the guy up. And then next thing you know, we took a ride to Tennessee. I bought my first bully.
Oh, nice.
And then from that point on, we ran with it.
Oh, that's awesome. And what about you, Mike? When did your love of dogs begin? And then bullies or Frenchies?
I came home. Sorry, my dog's eating my necklace. I came home from the military and I was diagnosed with cancer. And I wanted a dog to do my chemo treatments with me, essentially.
Of course.
And I had a buddy that's in the dog game, and he had a really pretty direct dachshund son. And I fell in love with him. Now, he wanted a lot of money. I ended up getting it for a significantly less amount and promised to split litters and stud fees, etc. with him. However, tragically, I lost that dog to being hit by a car. I never got to use him. I never got to stud him out. I never got any puppies back from him. So from that moment on, it only took about 3 weeks after he passed before I went and got my other bully, which that's the bully that Rob is talking about. And we no longer have those. We no longer use either of those dogs. But I vowed that whatever dog we got from that point on, we were going to use and utilize to the fullest extent. So then when he bought a dog, now we both got dogs. We were going to go get some females together. It was just like, kind of started off as a conversation, like as a joke, like, hey, you want to breed dogs together? We're like, yeah, sure, let's do it. And then we got more serious and more serious, started thinking of names, got a logo,
Nice.
had the logo revamped a year later. So yeah, we've been pushing pretty good, pretty steady.
Oh, good. That's awesome. Well, first of all, thank you for your service. And second of all, are you okay now, cancer-wise?
Yes, I am in remission. I like to tell people I'm like Iron Man now. I got like metal all in my body and stuff. I
Iron
got
Man,
fake
huh?
hips. Yeah. Fake hips. I got
Cool.
surgical cement in the back. All my teeth are now fake. But I've been in remission for going on 4 years.
Do you pull your dentures out?
You said what?
Do you pull your dentures out?
Nah.
Well, you guys are great. So you guys can tell you have a camaraderie. Now, when you started breeding, Robert, were you surprised, like in terms of, was it more of a learning curve than you thought?
So I had a few litters prior, of mutts. They were pit bull, blue heeler, beagle, collie mix.
Oh, I gotta see that.
Accidental litters.
Right.
There we go. But I had, 13, then 12, then 9. Big difference breeding bullies opposed to accidental litters.
Right.
Bullies, most of them need to be C-sectioned, due to the head being so big and stuck in the birth canal. You risk the chance of losing the mom and the puppies. It's not worth it.
Right.
So that was a little different. So caring for and incisions and stuff like that was a big difference. As far as whelping, that was a big difference too, because the other dogs, you could let the mother whelp naturally, which, don't get me wrong, bullies can. There's people in the game that do it. I personally do not. I keep the mom and puppy separate. I let them, nurse off mom. Then I remove the mother. I put her in a different room than the puppies. And we go about that till about 4 weeks when they're on mush. And then we could introduce the mom and they can start building their bond, because that's very important for, the dogs to learn socialism from the mother. So
right. Yeah.
we do bring them back into them, but for the first 4 weeks, they are solely nursing and then don't even know their mom.
Now, why is that? Just out of curiosity.
I believe, at least in my own opinion, everybody's different. Me and Rob happen to, we call it like assisted whelping. Like we assist in their whelps. And the reason for that is, at least in my personal opinion, is letting them do it on their own. There is breeders out there that do it, and there is breeders out there that have great success with it. But I don't think that it's a promised success. And I think it's too much of a risk to take, where I know that the odds of me harming a puppy are far less than the mother accidentally harming a puppy.
Okay, so it's about the mom not accidentally sitting on them or rolling on them or things like that.
Even just like when they're only a day or two old, if they're in there and the mom doesn't feel them on her and she just decides to jump up, you could throw that puppy. You know what I mean?
Oh, wow.
Like, I've actually seen that happen even when I'm assisted whelping. So.
Oh, wow. Well, talk to us about the health tests that your dogs go through to make sure they're good to breed. Rob.
So all of our dogs are health and DNA tested through Embark. Obviously, we go back in the pedigree, 5 or 6 generations, and see what is consistent,
right,
and what is most, repetitive throughout the pedigree itself. The dogs are obviously, wellness checked through the vet. The vet checks them for, heart murmurs, checks their hips and joints, make sure everything's good and up to date. As far as breeding goes for bullies, so there's a lot of different standards there. Like, you always want to meet the ABKC standard. That's what you breed to do, and you breed to better the dog itself. But there's times where you have, the dog with splayed feet, or a dog with a slight high rear, a dog with a kink tail. Does that necessarily mean you cannot breed the dog? No, it doesn't. But do we recommend it? No. But again, you can always breed that out of the dog in the future with a stud that you choose with correct feet and tight feet, straight fronts. So in the game, there's a lot of kind of
cap.
Huh?
Cap. There's a lot of cap. There's a lot of people.
Okay, so people hide a lot of feet. People, you don't really know. You got to go see everything in person. You know what I mean? That's the only way you can really trust you're getting what you're buying. Right. You know what I mean? We try to keep it as real as possible with all of our customers. You know what I mean? Like, if we have a dog with splayed feet, we're not gonna tell you that the dog doesn't have splayed feet. We're gonna say the dog has a little bit of splayed feet. If the dog's a little easty westy, meaning this, the paws are like this turned in, we're gonna tell you. You know what I mean? We're not hiding these things from you. We're not trying to hide these things from you. We're sitting here trying to tell you this is what the dog This is what came out in the gene pool. This is what's here. It's completely your choice to breed it to something that's going to correct that, or it's you can take the dog as a pet home, no breeding
Right.
rights, and significantly cheaper. Like to us, it doesn't matter which way you take the dog. If you want breeding rights, you kind of pay for the dog as is,
Yeah.
but we're not here to, produce bad dogs or produce
Sure.
messed up bullies. But in this game, the American Bully itself is constantly being corrected and bettering as the years go on.
Right.
And I
So,
want to piggyback off that.
Sure.
We don't want to lie to anybody. Not that we ever have or ever will, but like we've had litters where we may have run into health issues with the
like a
litter.
murmur, something
So
like that.
we let that be disclosed. But this one of our last litters, we only had one puppy that was left, and instead of letting that go to somewhere, we actually kept him. I actually have him here at my house. And we chose to do that because in the early weeks, he was we were told that he had swimmer's chest, flat chest. So he was in a brace and stuff. And now he's totally fine
He's
now.
fine now.
But we didn't want to take the risk and allowing him to go to somebody for a high dollar amount and then
Right.
something happened.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think we've managed to do that pretty well. I think that we have not hid anything from anybody. We haven't had any issues with anybody. We haven't had any bad mouthing to us.
Oh, good.
However, in today's technology, in today's society, it's very easy to hide things in an imperfection of a dog. And
Oh.
that's why me and him are so big on seeing dogs in person. Even if we
Yeah.
both agree that, like, yo, we've seen this dog in this picture and he looks great, we probably wouldn't lock him in until we got to put hands on him.
Right.
Because there's so many editing tools out there, and people would be
That's a good point.
surprised if they knew some of the top breeders in the game editing photos.
Really? Wow. Well, it's good that you guys are so transparent. I also think it's great if people just want a pet, right? Then it's
Yeah,
okay
yeah.
if they're, what did you say, Easty Westy? I like that,
Yeah.
right? Because if you're not going to breed them, then does that really matter, or is that still going to affect
No,
their?
listen, Easty Westy Paws doesn't do anything for me. I have a dog that I've shown 100 times with slight Easty Westy Paws.
Okay.
The only thing it does is throw the stature look of the dog off.
Oh,
So the
okay.
dog isn't straight. It's not as tight in the shoulder area
Mhm.
because their paws want to go Easty Westy. Now, sometimes it's not genetic. Sometimes it's if you feed the dog in a cage, okay, and the dog has to bend down through their legs to eat, right?
Oh.
That automatically pushes their feet out. So
Oh.
as you're doing that, they're gonna honestly feel that's comfortable because that's how they eat. They're gonna do it so often that that's
Oh.
their comfortable stance.
Right. It's like someone with bad posture. They're just so used to it.
Exactly. They're
Right.
always slouched.
They're
It's
always
the
slouched.
elevating bowls, and
I'm
it's
like, let's get this.
Yeah.
Now, speaking of
Fucked up.
feeding, what do you guys feed your dogs, and then what do you give the pups after they're weaned? You mentioned mush. What do you?
So
Yeah.
I feed differently than he feeds.
Oh, okay. What do you feed, Robert?
I feed Purina Pro Plan, salmon and cod. I try to stay away from chicken base because all of my dogs and most dogs that I've seen have
chicken
an
allergies.
allergic reaction to chicken-based
Yeah, I've
food
seen
or
that a lot
beef-based
too.
food. So we kind of try to stay away from that. So we kind of always try and go fish. Plus, you got the omega-3, which makes the coat look real shiny and smooth and kind of a
Yeah.
little less dandruff. But my normal feed, that's the kibble I feed. Then, there's the times where we're in wintertime, which would be now, fall, winter, and we're bulking up for shows. So when we bulk up, we're feeding, 2 cups of kibble, a cup of raw, which is raw meat, whether it's, ground turkey, chicken, whatever you choose to put in there. Some whole fat or whole milk yogurt, right? Oh,
Yeah.
yeah,
You want the fat. The fat is good.
So whole fat.
Full fat. Yeah.
I believe that's what it is.
I give him cottage cheese and everything. I give him all types of fatty stuff.
Ooh,
Yeah.
nice.
So like as you're bulking up, you want all that stuff. So we'll do that. We'll put yogurt in it. We'll put cranberry in it sometimes. Sometimes we put a vegetable in it. I see a lot of people do strawberries or bananas.
Yeah, my dogs love bananas.
I see a lot of people do a lot of different things. But when it's bulking season, our diet's a little different than when it's summer. Because when it's summer, they're just going to go outside, run it all out, and burn all the calories out, and they're just going to run lean anyway.
Right.
So
Yeah,
there's
it's
really no point to
essentially-
spend $250 a week to feed 9 dogs this raw diet that you're trying to feed when they're going to shut it all off anyway.
That's a good point. That's a
Mhm.
good
You
point.
just stick with the kibble throughout the summer, save
Yeah.
yourself some dollars, and when it comes wintertime, you bulk them up.
Yeah, that makes sense. Mike, what do you feed?
So we have the same outlook on stuff. The only thing that we defer on really is our kibble choice. So I had my dogs on Victor as well as Rob did too. Rob had them on
I
Victor.
did start with Victor in the very beginning.
So we both had we were running into yeast infections in our dogs in the paws and stuff. It was too
They
much
just had a
protein out of the
recall
Victor.
too. I don't know
So
if you guys saw it.
I did. You did send that
I
to us.
sent that to you. Yeah.
I didn't click the article. I
No,
didn't read
that's okay.
but I'm going to read it because
Yeah.
I seen and I already knew what it was. I already knew that because we
Yeah.
talked about that prior. I already knew that that's what it was for, but I
Yeah.
didn't get a chance to get to it yet.
Yeah.
Right,
No,
right,
no,
right.
don't worry. It's a video too. I'm just
Oh, it's a
talking
video.
about the
Oh, okay, even
article.
better. I don't
Yeah,
have to
but
read.
go
I
on.
just
So
watch.
yeah,
So-
and I've heard that that's happened before with them.
Well, the recall.
Yeah, but I don't know. I'm
yeah,
not
they
sure
were
if that's
actually just again recently recalled, like
Yes.
very recently.
Yeah.
I was actually just in Tractor Supply the other day picking up my food, and I was looking at a new Victor that I hadn't seen before.
true. Oh.
And one of the ladies that worked there said, "Please do not give your dog that," and just walked on by. I was
Oh,
like, "Yeah, no
wow.
problem."
So what do
but
you
no,
give?
so I give my dogs Wholesome's fish and rice. Same thing. My dogs have chicken allergies and kibble. They can eat raw chicken. They can eat meat of chicken.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
if it's
chicken meat.
chicken flavor, they'll break out. They'll get red. They'll get
Yeah.
it's
Yeah,
not,
some with I guess when they make kibble, it's like chicken paste, which
Yeah.
I don't really know what that really consists of. I mean,
I don't
have
want to
no
know.
idea, but I'd imagine something in that paste is what's throwing it
Right.
off.
Yeah.
My main for wintertime, like nowish, honestly I'm kind of slacking right now because I'm doing this litter right now. So I gotta actually start them on their raw. But my main base is usually a beef, like usually a hamburger or something.
Mhm.
Or my dogs happen to love sardines and eggs.
That's so
And I
healthy.
give them a lot of fish oils and omega-3s and stuff. So I kind of swap back and forth. Oh, and the eggs, I was doing this wrong for a while. I was only giving white eggs. So
Yeah, you gotta
only give
go
your
brown
dog brown eggs.
Brown
Really?
eggs,
Yeah.
farm bought eggs, or whatever you call them.
I
don't
get
know
those for
why,
myself.
but
They
from
taste better.
my understanding, the white shell does not break down in their body the way the black.
Because of that stuff they spray on it, that process.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, interesting.
So, but yeah, I give my dogs a lot of eggs, sardines. Sometimes I'll mix in tuna or something. But for treats, they love bananas, and they really, really, really love chicken feet. And they're so cheap to get. You can go to the grocery store and grab a crate of chicken feet for like $2-3, and that'll feed your dog snacks for like treats for a week.
Oh, that's great.
They
And they don't
love
react to
chicken feet.
those.
You
Even
said
though they're
what?
chicken. They don't react to those. Probably because they're
No.
not highly processed like the chicken paste that Robert
Yeah,
was
yeah, yeah.
mentioning.
So the meat they can eat. I can give them ground chicken. I can give them a
Oh.
whole chicken breast. If I
Okay.
threw a rotisserie
I can give them a
chicken,
whole live chicken.
yeah. If I threw a whole rotisserie chicken into
That's
Chapo's
funny.
cage, that thing would be gone in 10 seconds.
Really? All
Yeah,
right.
he
Well,
doesn't even chew.
know.
He just swallows it.
all right. Now, what about exercise, Robert? What do you do? What do your dogs get for exercise? And your
So
pups?
obviously they're highly active when they're outside anyway.
Mhm.
We don't really have an exercise routine, we'll say. I have been looking into this dog treadmill. Actually, one of our
I
buddies that
love
we
that.
done litters with, he actually has one. He was going to sell it to us pretty cheap, and it's a really expensive one, so we probably should have jumped on it, but we didn't.
Totally should have.
Wait,
But
it's special for a dog? It's not like
it has like a thing, like a leash. You hook the collar to it, and the dog just
Oh.
walks on the treadmill.
You know when you go to Petco or PetSmart and they have those tables with the bar over them and then you put
Yeah.
a collar on it? It's just like that, but with a rolling treadmill.
Oh my
underneath.
gosh. Okay, I gotta look
So
into
the
that.
thing
for
is
Blue.
Dogs
super
love it.
sweet. But
Dogs love
Nice.
it's great for shows on kind of get their posture right, because obviously when you're at an ABKC show, they want to see one foot in front of the other, same with the
Right.
back. They want to see everything basically equal,
Right.
uniform.
Right.
So that helps them a lot. But as far as exercise, we work with them as far as, like Mike said earlier, toys hanging on the tree. That's a lot of neck work. As far as, obviously we throw the ball, so that's a lot of cardio running around. Most of our dogs, though, truthfully, are natural. It's all
Nice.
genetic.
That's nice.
Most of the big, bulky head look, the big ripped muscles, most of it's all genetic. It all came from dogs prior.
Yeah, like I could.
Obviously, the more you work them, will it get a little bigger? Sure. Will it get a little tighter? Yeah, sure.
Right.
Just like if you went to the gym, no difference.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
Exactly.
I would.
a lot is genetics for sure.
Yeah.
I would piggyback off that as well. Like I could pretty much go to Walmart and get them cheap kibble and feed them that for the next month, and
Not
they
pedigree though. Can't
they-
feed them pedigree. They'd be
they wouldn't lose any muscle mass, but they would drop down. They would get lean. They would
Yeah.
still have all their muscles.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we're a lot of our dogs have really good pedigrees and really good muscular dogs behind them.
Oh, that's good.
I can confidently say that we don't have collectively together. We don't have any leaner or skinnier dogs. Most, if not all, of our dogs are pretty thick and bulky, whether or not they're on raw.
Right. Oh, that's interesting. Now I see a bunch of ribbons behind you, Robert. Tell us about shows and all those beautiful ribbons.
I have a lot more. Only you can see the couple that are in the thing. There's a lot more going that way and that way. So a lot of them, I'll say Mike probably brought a good 5 of them or so. There's probably about 20 up there right now.
Oh, wow.
I'd probably say Mike, because when we first started out going to the shows, Mike was the handler. Mike would handle the dogs, show the dogs. I would kind of just post up at the booth, and if anyone got any questions, want to get a stud, want to buy a puppy, want to ask anything about anything, I'm
Yeah.
kind of the guy who's sitting there, giving them the rundown while Mike's in the show ring.
Right.
There's been times, I show, but do I like the show personally? No, I don't. I'm just not the.
Now I don't show either. We kind of
Oh,
give our dogs
really?
away to get shown.
I'm not the hyped up guy. I'm
Okay.
just that's not my personality. I just don't. I'm not in the ring like it's just not me.
Okay.
I come do my business and get ready to get out of there. But as far as the show's cool. There's the hype. There's the I got the best dog. There's the look at all the good dogs. There's the find the stud that you didn't even see, the diamond in the rough.
Mhm.
There's all types of reasons to go do the show. The ribbons are kind of just the plus side of it. We do have a female. Like I said, I showed you Parrot earlier. She was
Yeah.
on there, but she was acting crazy. I had to get rid of her. Her mother is Kilo. She has been in the show ring countless times. She's got to be almost this close to championship certificate. So that's something we're shooting for. At least have a champion
Cool.
involved. Mike actually has a champion involved over at his house. He has a male named Chapo, one of our studs. He's getting a little old now. He's like, what, 5?
He's coming up on 6.
Coming up on 6.
Oh.
Yeah.
So he actually already is a champion. So he got in there and got lucky and got a champion already. I'm
Nice.
working my way to have one myself. So
Oh,
that's what I'm
cool.
going to do. I actually was just at a show, but I only brought Para with me. Went and talked to a couple friends there because I seen a bunch of people that I usually do business with, sold dogs, bought dogs, etc.
Right.
And it's like one big family in there.
Oh, that's
Cool.
nice.
Everyone's not. No one's really sitting there saying, "Oh, your dog's nothing," or "My dog's all this." It's like it's love everywhere you go. Like, yo, that's a really nice bully. I really like her. What's she off of? Or
Oh,
what's he off
cool.
of? What's his stud fee? It's a lot of fun too.
Oh,
Uh,
that's great.
we definitely enjoy it. I wish we could hit a little more. A lot of them are, up and down the East Coast, around the West Coast. Some are in like Nationals is coming up. Where's Nationals this year?
Is it in
Is it in
Vegas?
Started
Texas
last
yet?
year, right?
Is it in Vegas?
I thought it was in Vegas.
It might be.
Not a-
It was in Texas last year. It's in
Yeah,
Vegas
Texas.
this year. Nationals is a really good time from what I hear. I've never been to Nationals. I'd love to go.
Yeah, me
Last
too.
year, Zero Barks won Nationals. Great dog, great stud. I like him. I'd use him. The handler that was handling him is Hannah Abba, actually one of the best handlers I've seen yet.
Oh,
A
wow.
little pricey, but well worth it.
A little
Oh, that's
pricey,
great.
but she's well worth it. She's well known. And as sad as it is to say, there is a lot of favoritism in the bully world.
Yeah.
So when you get someone like Hannah to show your dog, almost
9 times
all,
out of 10 times you're gonna win.
most,
Wow, okay.
most, if not all judges kind of know who Hannah is.
Mhm.
But
So
and in her defense, she won't take a dog on that she don't think is gonna, really progress in the ring.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
know what
If
I
she
mean?
knows your dog's not it, she
Yeah,
won't
she
even.
won't take it. So again,
Oh,
like yes, it is favoritism, but again, she won't take just some random dog. Like she's gonna look at your dog and be like, "That's a dog I can turn into a champion." You know what I mean?
right, right.
So
Oh,
she's definitely a good handler. I use Rachel Swampline Queen.
Oh,
She's a great handler too. I
Her
love
and her
her.
husband both.
Her and her
do it
husband are
together.
great. They do pictures. They're great.
oh,
They're
that's
out of Virginia.
awesome.
They're awesome.
Oh, cool. Mike, I'm curious about the Frenchies. Is this your first time with the Frenchie litter?
This is my first Frenchie litter. All right, so a little bit of background.
Sure.
Me and Rob, when we decided we were going to build a kennel, in our heads we were ballparking like $2,000 puppies, $1,500 puppies. We ended up doing some good business with other top name breeders, big name breeders,
Mhm.
and we got kind of like thrown off a little bit. So we got to put our dogs out there at a very much higher price than most beginners would have. And when we went to go do our own litters, we were realizing that like it's a little hard to get those prices. And a lot of people, when you say 6, 7, 8 grand for a dog, they're like, oh, that dog better be Griffin from Family Guy. They better walk and talk.
Come walk and talk and all that.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah.
The whole 9.
Yeah. Now, what I've noticed over the years of being at dog shows, like me and Rob have been at a booth where a guy came up to us to buy a puppy, and I think the puppy was, I think it was either Dior or Hennessy or whatever.
Right.
I think we wanted $8,500, and the guy was like, "Whoa, that's insane." He went down the walkway like maybe 100 feet and bought a $10,000 Frenchie. So in that
Wow.
moment in time, I was like, dude, in my opinion, I believe that people feel like Frenchies are just, they're more accustomed to them being a high priced dog.
I
So
That's
to piggyback
interesting.
off that, I think more or less it's more of a known breed. A French bulldog is well more known and known
True.
as a family dog
Yes.
compared to a bully, which is actually bred to be a companion dog. A lot of people don't know the
They
breed,
don't.
don't know what it's about, don't know that it is a companion dog. So when you shoot that number out, they're like, for a pit bull, I'm like, it's not a pit bull. So let's
Right.
and
stop
that's
that.
also another thing
Right.
I'd like to think of too is I believe that people think that the Frenchies, just like you said, are a more known dog, but I also think they opened up a different market of clients. What I mean by that is if you go to these dog shows, you don't got any 60, 70, 80-year-old people walking around those dog shows.
Hmm.
Whereas the Frenchies, a lot of old retirees kind of love their Frenchies.
Yeah,
And
that's true.
I've noticed that when I've started marketing Frenchies for another litter, it wasn't even my litter, it was just a puppy that I was buying. I was helping him sell them. Every time I told a price of a Frenchie to somebody, there was no hesitation. They're like, oh, that makes sense. Yeah, that's actually not that bad for a Frenchie. So right then and there, I was like, you know what? I want to do Frenchies now too.
Yeah, that makes
So
sense.
I
Trying to
got
get me in the
plugged in
French
at one
scene.
of the
I'm good.
dog shows last year. I seen a fluffy Frenchie. I went up, introduced myself, met the owner, and we chopped it up. We conversated over the next 2-3 months. He ended up having a litter, and we worked out a co-ownership. So that was my first ever
Oh,
Frenchie. And
cool.
then here we are 6 months later. I got more, obviously, but I had an adult female, and I bred it to that fluffy Frenchie. She was a tri-carrier and a fluffy carrier. So thankfully, my first litter of Frenchies was fluffy. Not all of them, but
Right.
I think 6 out of 8 right now are fluffy.
Oh, that's pretty
Good
cool. You
odds.
know, they're the
Yeah,
number
it's
one
great.
dog in America. They kicked the lab out of the way after like 13 years of the lab being the number one dog.
They-
So
Yeah.
Frenchies are a big deal right
yeah,
now.
yeah, they're the hit. They're a big hit.
2023,
They are
2023,
so
Frenchie is the
cute.
most sought out dog
Yeah.
breed.
I still like pit
Insane.
bulls and
Insane.
bullies more, but Frenchies are really cute, I
But
have to
listen,
say.
he's got two really nice Frenchies and now a litter of really nice Frenchies. I'm not gonna lie, they're nice. I like them. Would I
Yeah.
buy one? No, but if my man gave me one, I'd take it and breed it with him. You
Oh,
know what I
yeah.
I
mean?
tried persuading him to get into it
Yeah,
when
So
I
you're
got into
like
it
just
last year, and he was like, no, 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 no.
like I'll stay with the bullies, bro.
oh, that's good. Now, how far do you guys live apart and how often do you get together? Or do most of this long distance, your business?
So
Originally,
Oh,
good.
he
go ahead,
lived
Robert.
10 minutes down the road from us.
Oh, that was nice.
I used to.
Yes,
Yes.
originally.
Yeah.
And then he was looking for a house, and my wife was a realtor,
Oh,
or my wife is a realtor still. And she helped him find a house, and he moved to Pennsville, New Jersey, which is now an hour and like 3 minutes from me.
oh,
But
Yeah,
really,
not
it's
too
not.
bad.
Really, it's not like an hour. Like if we're really shooting down the highway, I'd be at
Yeah,
his
if
house
you
in
take
like
the turnpike,
35
you did
minutes.
it. Yeah,
Okay.
45 if you take the turnpike. If
That's
you're
not
taking
bad.
95, traffic, bad roads, yeah, I've gotten in the car before and it took me an hour and 30 to get to his house.
Mm.
But it's
It's
not
not
that
that
bad of a ride. If
bad.
you take the turnpike, it's one straight shot, no exits. I'm the very last exit of the New Jersey Turnpike. Like I am
Oh,
exit
really?
one. So all you got to do is just go all the way down and get off the last turn.
Well, that's good. Well, how often do you guys get together?
Uh, Recently hasn't been much since he's got a lot going on with the baby and his wife,
Oh,
and
that's
you
right.
know the litter.
Oh, I'm very sorry. I
Congratulations.
just had a baby. So I'm dealing with a litter
That's a
of
lot.
Frenchies, a newborn baby that was born uh 3 days before my Frenchies were born.
Oh my God.
And then I was supposed to have a whole second litter here. And
Oh,
I ended up
wow.
tasking that out to somebody, thank God.
Yes.
Because I would have probably
That's a
lost my
lot.
mind. I'm worn down right now.
Oh, I
But yeah,
bet.
I mean, we obviously we try to get together as much as often. Actually, we were just talking to each other about some dog pictures. We need to get some updated photos of the dogs and whatnot. A thing we've been slacking on is really putting out and marketing our studs. It's been a big kind of setback that we haven't been doing it. So we
Mhm.
were recently talking about that, trying to link up and get some stuff done. But again, like I said, he just had a baby, the newborn, the mom,
Yeah, it's a
obviously
lot.
his wife's nursing, and
Good.
it's a whole thing to just be like,
I'm
yo,
not going to
shoot an
lie.
hour away, let's chill for 3 hours, get some pictures, which we might not even get the picture we're looking for in them 3 hours because dogs are dogs. And
I'm not going to lie. I haven't really left my house in a month. It's RSV season. I got a
Oh, no,
newborn
you're
baby. I
smart.
got newborn puppies. I
yeah,
don't
it's
think
just
people want to go
there's
pictures.
just too much to just be like, yo, let's get it. You
Yeah.
know
I
what I
got
mean?
it. Oh no, I
So
totally get it.
again, it'll happen. We're
I'm
getting
coming up on mush. I got like a couple days left, and they're gonna
once
be
so
on
once
mush.
once he's on mush and he's got he split the litter with another guy. Once he takes his puppies and he only got his four, we got it. We'll be
Yeah,
there.
I'll probably end up bringing them over his house,
That's
like with a little
great.
playpen or something.
Oh,
Yeah, so we can
cool.
get some pictures of puppies and he can start marketing them and getting them out of here and
Oh, good. Well, you
coast.
guys obviously have a great friendship, which is really nice. Now, Robert, what do you like most about being a breeder? And then Mike, the same question to you.
What do I like most about being a breeder?
Yeah.
Honestly, my favorite thing about being a breeder is staying focused on the image that I have in my head of the future dog.
I
So
like that.
I have this idea of something that I want to create, which may be a little
Mm-hmm.
different than Mike's idea of what he wants to create. He's
Mm-hmm.
kind of a little more into a taller pocket dog, taller meaning 15, 16 inches. But I'm not going to go too far on his so he can speak about his.
Right.
But I kind of like the more shorter, but still pocket. I don't like micro. It's got to be pocket. So your
Okay.
bare minimum is like 13 inches for a
On a
female.
female.
On a
Okay.
female.
Okay.
14 inches on a male, right? That's what it is. 14 to
14.5,
16.
14.5.
Okay. So right then and there, I like the shorter base of the pocket. My females right now are at that point. So I have the build there. I want to keep the build there. But I'd like to widen the chest. I'd like to get a bigger head. I'd like to have a little bit of straighter conformation. But I had this image in my head. Like I said, it's my favorite part of being a breeder is thinking of something that you want and being able to create that thing.
Bring
Um,
it to fruition.
that I think is the best part of it, the challenge of it, all the late nights whelping and everything, and that's the prize right there.
Yeah. Oh, that's nice. I
So
like
that's my
that.
favorite part.
Cool. And
That's
Mike?
hard to follow.
Oh, sorry, bud.
Listen, I will say, um, I believe that both me and Rob personally both got into breeding for the wrong reasons. I think that we both got into it strictly for money purposes. After we've done it now, I think that both of our opinions have changed. Now I'm more so into just kind of the same thing he said, something in your head that you want to create, because it's very hard. Some people, you could take a dog. I could have a dog that I think looks amazing, and both of you could think that it's not it.
Mm,
And I believe that difference right there is all over the bully game. I believe that there's a lot of dogs out there that aren't really consistent, I'll say. And for me, I want to create something that is going to be consistent for years to come.
right.
You had asked me a question before. Sorry, my laptop.
Oh, go ahead.
You had asked me a question before of what I would look to, what I want the future breed to look like.
Yeah.
And I'm still going to stick with the same answer of I think I would want it to look like what it looks like now, because that's what consistency is.
You're right. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
the only thing that I guess I would want it to change, and I don't even know if I do, because hell, 20 years ago, bullies weren't a thing. But I just love the short, stocky, wide look. You can't be too wide for me. I love wide.
Yeah. Robert, do you like the wide too?
Well, like I said, I wanted the chest to be wider.
That's true.
Obviously,
Yeah.
a lot of dogs
Mhm.
nowadays have that
Yeah.
excuse me, real skinny rear. Jeez,
Right.
Jesus, there it is. So yes, I do like the wider look. Obviously, when you look at a dog, you want that dog to be wide as possible.
Okay.
Have that nice wide chest spread and nice straight conformation. That right there is the go-to bully look.
Yeah,
For-
it's everything that
for
you
us.
need.
Yeah. No, I
Different
like
people have
that.
different looks, obviously, but for us, that's what we're into. That's what we're looking for.
All
Um,
right. Well, I want to just interrupt. I want to make sure I ask you
Go ahead.
guys, what do we do if we want to get a pup from you, Robert? Like, walk us through from start to finish.
So we have a website, www.buckscountybullies.com. That's kind of basically where most of our dogs are, all our future litters and upcoming puppies and prices listed. But again, we have Instagram, that's Bucks County Bullies. Facebook, that's at Bucks County Bullies. Everything's at Bucks County Bullies. But you basically contact us. Our phone number's on there. Our emails are on there. Whether you DM us on Instagram or message us on Facebook or call our phones or text our phones, whatever the case may be. So you contact us.
If you're lucky and you catch us at a show and we happen to have puppies that are available, you might actually make out better than hitting us up on a website or Instagram
Really?
or Facebook, because we might be happy that day.
Yeah, might have been winning. Might have got champion certificate. Might be
If
here.
you walk up to the table and you see a couple first place ribbons, I'd be like, can I get a discount? You might get it.
You might get it. Yeah, you gotta try it. In this game, you always gotta try.
Oh, yeah.
But just contact us. after you contact us, we're gonna, disclose to you that it's $1,000 non-refundable deposit. Obviously that $1,000 goes towards the purchase price of the puppy. After you pay us that, whether it's Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, whatever, we don't care how you pay, as long as you pay.
Right.
But after that, we'll send you over a contract, basically explaining this is whether it's first pick, second pick, third pick, whatever. We'll go for instance, you chose third pick male. Okay, so it'll list on there that it's third pick male off of, we'll say, Louis V line Omega, okay, which would be the sire, and then the dame, which would be MTB's Kilo, which would be the mother and father of Para. So we'll use that for instance.
Okay.
That'll all be listed on the front of the contract right there. Purchase price will be there. Your deposit will be there. Remaining balance will be there. We ask that all of our customers pay within, before week 7 or at week 7. So all the customers who have purchased their picks can pick. So nobody's waiting. Say we'll say he picked first pick. Okay. Now, or no, we'll keep him at third pick. Okay. Right. And then
let's say third pick wanted to pick, but first and second still had it.
Exactly. And they didn't pay in full. So now third pick's waiting on their pick when first and second aren't paid. And that's not cool to everybody. So we ask that everyone respect everyone's wishes and kind of, take your stuff seriously and get it done and over with.
Right.
But after that, like I said, you get your contract, I sign it, you sign it, it's executed. Now we have it. When it's all said and done, you get, I actually have it right here. You get one of these ABKC folders with obviously some stickers and whatnot. You get your ABKC paperwork. You get all your vet health certs and rabies tags and all your shot records, whatever that we have at that point in time. Get everything, all the paperwork in this nice little folder. Put a sticker on it and some stickers
and our contract
out to your friends.
Nice.
And that's basically how getting a pup from us works. Again, if we work with everybody, you know what I mean? If you really want this puppy, okay, you put your deposit down. Like I just had a guy, he put a deposit down. His father actually was diagnosed with cancer. So he was like, look, I don't have the money to buy the dog, right? I actually got to pull out. And I'm like, okay, well, look, this is what we could do. Obviously, it's a non-refundable deposit. I'm sorry for your, what's going on and everything. And he's like, no, man, it's totally all right. I understand. I signed the contract. We know what it is. And I respect that. But at the same time, I told him, like, just because you put that $1,000 down and it's non-refundable, that doesn't mean you can't in the future when you're ready. That $1,000 is still there. I know you paid it. I have it on record. I have everything listed. If you're in the future 3 years from now and you're like, yo, I'm so interested in a dog, I want to buy a dog from you, that $1,000 comes right off the dog.
Mm-hmm.
It's still coming right off. You're not burnt for your money. And transfer it to a stud. If you want a stud, say you bought a female off a different person later on down the road, found one cheaper and was like, whatever. Who cares about that $1,000, right?
Right.
That $1,000 can still be transferred over to a stud from Mike, a stud from me. Either way, a stud from Mark Kennel. And if that's if we have something that you like.
And we would like to repeat customers, repetitive customers, we will work out a deal with you. I'm not going to say what we will do for you because every scenario will be
right.
We take care of repeats.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely.
Also, I wanted to piggyback off the picks. So that's how we do our bullies. However, that is not how we are going to do these Frenchies. The reason being is I can't really do first, second, third pick if they're half fluffy, half short-haired because they're way too different in a price. Somebody can get first pick for X amount, and then it's not good. So I'm gonna
it doesn't work.
I'm gonna the fluffies are more, right? I'm guessing the fluffies are more expensive.
Yes, than the short hairs. Yes.
That's what I would think. Yeah. Okay.
But again, that's he breeds the Frenchies.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm out of that.
For now.
You can keep trying, buddy.
I know that that's what friends are for. You can keep bugging each other. Well, you guys are awesome. Now, Robert, what do you think of Bully Girl Magazine?
Actually, they reached out to me at I want to say, I don't know, what issue are they on?
The Allentown show with Melinda, right?
7?
No.
I believe I was in
103?
106?
Okay.
Was I in the last one?
I'm not sure, to be honest.
Either way, they reached out to me. They seen our dogs. They wanted to do an interview on us. So I definitely thought that was dope. Like, let's do it.
Nice.
So obviously we did our little interview. We sent them some pictures of us and the dogs, me and Mike. Gave our little story.
I don't like those pics. That was a bad pick of Mike, but
yeah, whatever. So we had our little interview and whatnot. And honestly, I think the magazine's good. I think they got good context. I think they got good material in there. I actually like the magazine itself as far as durability. It's not flimsy garbage.
No, it's not.
Not like we'll say like well, what
A
are
pamphlet.
yeah. It's just it's
But
nice.
I will
I
say,
have the one that we're in. I have the issue.
Nice.
I
Good.
just,
what I will say is not that Bully Girl magazine only deals with girls. Obviously, we're
Yeah,
here
right.
now.
No, yeah.
But what I will say is I like what you do for girls because
Mhm.
if you go to a dog show, pretty far few in between of women there. It's mostly men. I mean, you
Right.
might get 2 or 3
the
female
occasional,
handlers, or
right?
you'll get a wife or a girlfriend or somebody of another kennel
Oh,
breeder. But
right.
it's very slim women in those shows.
Mhm.
So I like
Mhm.
that they're getting women notoriety, I guess
Me
you could say,
too.
in the bully game.
Yeah. Yeah, I love that. Well, you guys are awesome. Tell us all the ways again, Robert, that we can find you and your great kennel, Bucks County Bullies.
Okay. On Instagram, we're at Bucks County Bullies. Facebook, we're at Bucks County Bullies again. That is BucksBullies. I missed
Okay.
it. I
You
missed.
miss county.
I did miss county,
Oh,
didn't
that's
I?
why I said great.
Wow. That's pretty good, huh?
Hey, it happens.
BucksBullies.
There you
All
go.
all right. Well,
Blew that one. And
you
then
guys are fun. Go
our
on.
website is www.buckscountybullies.com.
Awesome. All right. Everybody subscribe to Bully Girl Magazine and download the Bully Girl mobile app available in the Apple and Google Play stores. Follow at Bully Girl Mag and follow me so you can see my good boys, my pit bull Blue and my lab Benji at Lisa Davis MPH. Keep coming back. Rate, review, subscribe, and have a great day. Thanks.